Welcome to Vlogmas Day 20 and welcome to another Sunday movie reviews, holiday movies you can stream right now video. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and usually I make bookish content here on this channel at least twice a week and then movie reviews here at the weekend, just like this one. But right now we are in the middle of Vlogmas, and so I am making videos every day for you. I will leave my Vlogmas playlist linked up above in case you have missed any of those videos, and in the description box below you will find all of my social links, including my blog and my Goodreads. If it's book reviews you are looking for, they are all on there, and my Instagram is also linked down there. I normally talk about what I am watching and reading on my stories over there, so you're going to want to give that one a follow. Today we are going to be talking about, I think we're going to talk about 3 festive rom-coms that you can stream on Netflix right now. Netflix has dropped a load of new Christmas movies and holiday movies for us this year, and so I have been watching them all in a frenzied manner to get these reviews up for you here. And just a side note, I think next Sunday will probably be one of my kind of top 10 videos for you, like a top 10 movies or top 10 least favorite movies of the year, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that one, since it will be after Christmas next Sunday. That's crazy. So let's talk about The Holidate. The Holidate is a rom-com with like lots of familiar faces, these kind of people that are like, oh, they were in something else, what were they in? It's one of those films, and it's the idea that you have a date that comes with you just 2 holidays. It's interesting because I've read a couple of books like this where somebody has like a bit of a fake romance just for Christmas, New Year, Valentine's Day, and then come St. Patrick's Day, it's time to break up and you have the summer to yourselves. But this one is the idea that yes, you have a person to take with you to Mother's Day, you have a person to take with you to 4th of July, you have a person to take with you to a Labor Day wedding, and things like that. It is as predictable as you think it's going to be, but in a really nice way. It has the whole like, oh, we're just friends but we're doing a fake romance, but you know that there's some secret feelings harbored there somewhere. It has those comedy moments where, you know, the mother walks in on something happening, or the sister does something shocking, or the little niece does something. It's very, very predictable in the format that it follows. It's a Christmas rom-com. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and it has the kind of ending that you would predict as well. We're going with no spoilers here, but you know going into this one basically how it's going to end. I did enjoy it. It's not one of those that is like, oh, you have to watch it, you have to put everything aside and give it your full attention. It's one of those that you can have on whilst you're wrapping presents, that you can have on whilst you're baking some Christmas cookies or something like that. It's one of those that you can have on and maybe watch with a friend over Zoom. I watched with mum over Netflix party, and we watched it together, and it was quite nice to be able to chat about that. And I think it's the first new Christmas film that I streamed this year, and I did enjoy it, and it has stuck with me. Will it be added to the list of films I watch every year at Christmas time? Probably not. Do I recommend streaming it? Yes. Do I say that you have to like create a whole evening around streaming it and like, you know, get all the family sitting down watching it? No. It's one of those that you put on in the background, you know what's coming, you enjoy it. Maybe you put it on while you're doing, you know, your Christmas nails so they look sparkly or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was good. It was predictable. It's nothing revolutionary. I think if it had been released in cinemas, I probably would have gone to see it because it's a Christmas film and I love a Christmas film. But will I stream it again on Netflix? Probably not. Moving on to a New York Christmas Wedding. Now, I was attracted to this one because it has Chris Noth on the like poster, you know, the little thing that you see on Netflix. And Obviously, if you've been following the channel for a while, you will know that I am a massive Sex and the City fan, and I like Chris North in things. He plays a priest in this, which is very different from obviously his character that he plays as Mr. Big in Sex and the City, and so that took a little bit of adjusting and getting used to. This is one of those that's a bit like It's a Wonderful Life. There's been a few Christmas films come out this year that have taken that It's a Wonderful Life / A Christmas Carol formula and plugged them into their film. But it was a really interesting take on the It's a Wonderful Life. So we have our guardian angel, and I kind of spotted that this was going to be the guardian angel character from the beginning. And then we have the idea that our main character has this life, and she likes her life enough, but she has regrets and kind of wishes that she'd taken a different path in life. And so we get to see her live her life as if she did take that different path in life. And, you know, was she happier? Would she have been happier the other way? And it was interesting watching it play out, obviously, because it is a New York Christmas wedding. We know there's going to be a wedding in there, but we also know that there's going to be some wonderful scenes of New York. And it's, you know, one of my favorite settings for any film, book, TV show, because I like seeing the different places. You've got such scope for filming, even if you're only filming in Manhattan itself, which this one doesn't. This one also takes us out to Queens, which is very cool. So think those scenes from Queens in A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga, and then we go into Manhattan itself, and kind of we get to see various different places. We've got all the like lovely like holiday sweaters and jackets, and gets you all bundled up. And this was a really nice way. I think this was probably like the second film that I streamed on Netflix this Christmas. Really nice way to get us like bundled into it. Nothing terribly spectacular or dramatic happens, but I do like the fact that we have characters in here who are don't fit the norm. We have non-binary characters, we have non-straight characters, we have, you know, characters who are single parents, who are carers, and just a lot of characters that do not like conform to your like stereotypical cookie cutter, this is a 2.5 children family Christmas film. And so I really like that about it, and I really like the setting. I was probably attracted, like I say, by the New York setting and Chris North and the fact it's Christmas. But overall, it wasn't anything revolutionary. It felt a little bit short for me. It was quite predictable, and I liked that about it. I probably wouldn't recommend, you know, putting this to the top of your streaming list, but if you're, you know, you've watched all the other Christmas films that Netflix has to offer, the other ones that I've talked about here on this channel, as I say, they're in the Vlogmas playlist, then yeah, it's worth a watch. Again, it's one that you'll probably pop on in the background, or one that, you know, you might watch when you're feeling tired after you've had one too many glasses of mulled wine. It's not anything that's revolutionary that you need to clear a whole evening for, but it was nice enough. And then the third streaming film that I want to talk about very briefly, because this is kind of being marketed as like one of their new holiday films, but this is a New Year's film. It's not a New Year's film that's like up to the caliber of New Year's Eve with all your star characters from Valentine's Day and your like Love Actually style multiple character thing, but it's set around New Year's Eve, and that is Midnight at the Magnolia. So this has two friends who have a radio show together, and then they have to do something on the radio show that's going to save her family's kind of bar, restaurant, nightclub kind of thing. There's a bit of fake romance in there. There's a bit of like, we know there's more to this than actually meets the eye. This is probably the most like Hallmark Christmas movie of the Christmas movies that Netflix has dropped this year, even though it's not a Christmas movie. We begin on Boxing Day, day after Christmas, 26th of December, and we kind of go through to New Year's. And yeah, it's set in Chicago, so obviously it's very cold and very snowy, but there are moments where I'm like, we're out on the streets in Chicago right now. I feel like you would be cold in what you're wearing. So it maybe wasn't filmed all on location. This is probably the least favorite of the Christmas movies that I have streamed this year. So if you've been following through with this series, this isn't necessarily one that I'm going to be like, yeah, a bit like A New York Christmas Wedding. If you've got to the bottom of your list and you've watched A New York Christmas Wedding, maybe watch this one next. But if you are like, oh, but I've got It's a Wonderful Life and Arthur Christmas and Nativity and Love Actually and The Family Stone, and I haven't watched those yet, go away and watch those first. Don't watch this one. Don't prioritize this one. This one could be a fun one to watch in that like weird between Christmas and New Year time period when, you know, some of us are back at work and some of us aren't, and who knows when the shops are open and do we need to put petrol in the car? I don't know. Time period. It might be a nice one to watch then, because it's not all Christmas all the time. It's definitely in the lead up to New Year's. If you are a fan of a Hallmark Christmas movie, like I say, this is the, I think, Netflix equivalent to the Hallmark Lifetime type of movie where it's very, very predictable. It's not the longest one either. So yeah, it's not my biggest recommendation. It was okay. It was very predictable. I wasn't really rooting for any of the characters to do anything. So yeah, maybe give this one a miss and just, you know, rewatch New Year's Eve instead, because I really like that film, even though it makes me cry really hard. So yeah, there you have it. The last of my new holiday movies you can stream this year, movie review Sundays. As I say, next Sunday, I think I'm going to have one of my top 10 movie lists, so make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that one. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment to let me know what you will be streaming this Christmas, and if there are any movies you want me to start having on my 2021 movie reviews radar, do let me know in the comments. I will be back with another Vlogmas video for you tomorrow, and more movie content for you next Sunday. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching.